Welcome back to the Youth Academy RTG here on the ChesnoidGaming channel. We had a massive episode yesterday with all the bees, Bradford, Barnsley and Bolton, alongside a handful of other sides that are in and around us in the promotion places here in League One. This is our first season at this level and it's actually going better than I thought it might. I was hoping we could challenge for top half. Turns out we're challenging for the title. Who knew? Bradford top. We beat them yesterday. Barnsley second. We drew with them yesterday. And we also played Bolton, who are chasing the playoffs. You can see them. They're down in 10th, but they're only 2 points off the playoffs and 5 points from ourselves. We are, in fact, actually 5 points inside the playoffs, so to speak now, being on 32 and Sunderland there, and Derby and MK Dons and Bolton all on 27. In fact, we have Derby today. Derby, of course, one of our local rivals, the local rival, considering our fake club is based in Nottingham. We've relegated from last season Portsmouth, local rivals Derby, and relegated from last season Blackpool to play today. We'll be simulating Wycombe and Exeter City as we push our way through the month of November and get a little bit closer to that January transfer window where we already know we're losing our number one striker. No, we're losing, I've not jinxed myself there, we're losing our number one goalkeeper. We're going to look to try and replace him in January. Currently scouting the Bolton goalkeeper that performed exceptionally against us yesterday, as well as obviously keeping an eye on our former goalkeeper that we ended up having to sell to Cremonese, Ruben Richardson, who perhaps we could justify buying back. Our fan objectives are doing okay so far this season. We have the opportunity to improve in a couple of them today. Obviously, we took 3 points off Cambridge the first time we played them. Now we're going to play our second Derby game of the season, which so happens to be against the club called Derby. And hopefully we can get another chunk towards the 8 points needed from Emmett's objective there for Derby games. We obviously are hoping not to add to the defeat tally. If a perfect hat-trick comes, a perfect hat-trick comes, but unlikely at this stage. And of course, playing Blackpool and Portsmouth today, we have the opportunity to take more points from sides that were relegated last season. We were not successful in beating Wigan when we played them in the league. We also weren't successful in beating Wigan when we played them in the cup either. We drew on both occasions. This one in the league against Wycombe, however, is going to be simmed away from home. So hopefully we can start with 3 points and then go from there and keep the points tally ticking. I'd love to be in an automatic promotion spot by the end of the day. But if we're still in third within a point or two of the side in second or first respectively, then I think we've still had a pretty handy episode, to be fair. As long as we're in that promotion picture for the rest of the season, the board will be happy. I would like to get automatically promoted if we can. The lottery of the playoffs is something I'd like to avoid, but it depends how January goes. Already losing our number one keeper. We might end up losing some more. We'll wait and see. We may even end up losing this bloody game. 1-0 down to Wycombe after 10 minutes or so. To be fair, we started yesterday with a heavy defeat in a Sims game against Accrington before we then went and played our handful of games. We're level! It's Clark off the bench. Good lad! Comes in for Edwards, who was injured, and makes the difference. You love to see it. Right then, okay, let's see if we can't find a winner. Wycombe are a decent side for this level, and we'll just have to take the draw on the chin and try and improve next time. It was Portsmouth next, who, despite being relegated from the league above last season, actually having a woeful time of things and are down in 17th. They were in the relegation zone, to be fair. They're only 3 points above the relegation zone. And Cambridge United are now bottom of the table. I couldn't be more disappointed with that. Come on, lads. Sort your lives out. We're in third. Now, unfortunately, 3 and 4 points behind Barnsley and Bradford as they picked up victories on that particular match day. Bugger. Never mind. We'll, in 2 weeks' time, actually, go and play and hopefully beat Portsmouth and get ourselves back up the table. Player injured. How long is he out for? 5 days. Edwards will be fit for the next game. Now, Schmidt is 69. 6'7", 69 rated. He's on my shortlist. Of course, we are looking to replace now our number one goalkeeper who's leaving us to join Crystal Palace when the transfer window opens. And we currently have Ruben Richardson, who is our former goalkeeper at Cremonese now, who we could potentially bring back to the club, or we could sign someone from our level, which would be 69 rated, Valentin Schmidt, who has better reactions, jumping and strength, certainly, than Ruben. And technically, diving 68, positioning 66, diving 65, positioning 66. It's the handling and reflexes that are better for Ruben that see him jump. His kicking is exceptional, but it's not really an important stat. I'd be torn between the two, actually, and maybe even the extra 4 inches for Valentin Schmidt in height might make the difference there. I'll let you guys be the deciding factor there. I'm not going to be recording the January transfer episode until you've seen this video, I don't think. So, hopefully, you guys will be able to give me... Oh, yes, as Conic grows a bit more, you guys will be able to give me a little bit of an insight as to what to do there. Conic's up to 66. Now then, these Youth Scout monthly reports. We please have a worldie to add to our ranks. It doesn't look like we're going to get any luck this season with young players. I don't recall bringing anyone up that has looked even remotely close to any good so far this year. We improved our scouts this year as we got promoted, and unfortunately, despite doing so, significantly struggling to find anyone that's any good. Portsmouth then, down from the league above, but actually their squad isn't massively impressive. So whilst it is a surprise to see them as low in the table as they are, it's not a surprise to see them not challenging for promotion. Bishop up top for them is a striker that has scored a load of goals at this level and below. Lane and Lowry in their midfield are both 70 rated, and that's kind of as high as their team gets, really, which is a shock for a club the size of Portsmouth. But we will hopefully be able to get a result here. I'm missing Fernandez and Edwards for international duty. Bugger. But Cunningham should be able to do the job here, I hope. Clark did well in that most recent sim, and thankfully Ben Jack isn't on international duty at the moment. Morris has gone up a rating again. He's now 75, and Kai grew, as you saw from that previous highlight. So we are still continually improving as a team, and fingers crossed, so will our league position come the end of the episode. I'd like to at least maintain 3rd spot, at the very least. Can we get to that? Well, he can try. He won't get anywhere near it. Oh, neither will the keeper get anywhere near that! What a finish from Mizuta! Portsmouth 1, AFC Chesnoid 0, and that is a worldie of a finish. First time, driven hard and low. That deserves a replay, I think. I thought I could get there with Baka. I kind of didn't envisage him throwing himself at it quite like that. And then I thought I'd get the block on this. No. No, we do not. That is what you call a daisy cutter, skimming off the surface into the back of the net. Keeper can't get down quickly enough, and we trail against the side that are in the bottom half. That's not exactly going to help us maintain 3rd position or improve upon it, is it? Into Ben Jack, getting a little bit wayward, but it's all right. Morris, tuck this back here, and Clark, oh, it was meant for Kai, but it falls to Castro, and the keeper makes a good save. Right, free kick, good position. Get some height on this, keep it away from the keeper. That's the plan. That's worked. Oh, my lord, what a save. Samaras with a great header. And the keeper down low to deny us. We are looking for goals from set pieces. And they've been really hard to come by this season. Castro, shot blocked. Bounces really kindly for Colby Bishop. And Portsmouth. Pompey and Portsmouth in the same word have the chance to break away, but Kai Connick's in. And I get lucky. I almost feel a little bit bad. I'm sorry, Portsmouth. We are level, but I had to get very lucky and rely on the rebound for it to happen. But I'll take it at the minute because I'm not playing very well. Corner for Portsmouth. 15 to go. They have been the better side on this occasion. And it looks like the better side is going to get the win as well. Big header from Mingy from the set piece. Unsavable for Cunningham in goal. Was it actually savable? It's just a lot of power on that. It's just a very good header. It looks like we might be adding an extra tick to that defeat column this season for the League One table. Hey, when we don't have Fernandez at the back, and when we don't have... Oh my God. when we don't have Edwards in at cam, we really do genuinely struggle at both ends of the pitch. Here's Pearson. Good footwork. And there's the ball. Come on, Kai. We're desperate for a goal, please, mate. I really honestly thought that was going wide. He hit it at such an angle, I thought it was going a good foot past the post. As it happens, it clatters off the woodwork and does find the back of the net. That could be a vital goal in the long run of our season, and there's still maybe just enough time left in the game to look for a winner. He's really pulled the angle of the shot, but off the post and into the net. That could be a huge goal for us long term. 7 minutes to find one more. It's a 2-2 draw against Portsmouth. That's one more point to go towards our fan objective for taking points off last season's relegated sides. But as the boos ring out around the ground, I think they're perhaps a little bit uncalled for. I don't know if we really deserve to be booed off the pitch. We fought hard to get ourselves back in that after we went behind, but I will admit it wasn't good enough. But I don't think it was boo-worthy. Portsmouth not able to be beaten. And I think that might be us out of third spot. We're still in third. And luckily, Barnsley and Bradford both drew as well. So the gaps stay the same above. And teams below us falter also. Up next, though, Derby away at Pride Park. Now, that one is going to be just as tough, if not more so. The local rivalry of the season. Derby County just the other side of the motorway from us. Joe Wildsmith in goal for them. They're chasing the playoffs. We're chasing automatics. We want to get closer today if we can. Robin Cason up top is going to be very good for them. Louis Sibley at cam is 71 rated. Knight in their midfield is 74. But as our team continues to grow yet further, we're becoming one of the best 2 or 3 first team 11s in the league. Sunderland so far, I think, had the best team of the season that we've played against, and we actually managed to get a 3-1 win against them, albeit particularly hard fought. Edwards is back for this. Kai's in behind. Oh, it's a good enough block by the defender to ensure that we don't take an early 1-0 lead here against Derby County. Mendes Lang, really good quality player for this level. Oh, and Suarez has let that run, which worked very well. Boyle gets a good block on it. Still the danger. Kyson, Knight. Oh, Barkhausen. It's 1-0 Derby. They take the lead at Pride Park, and we trail again today. And Kennedy. He thought about going there, didn't he, Castro? Kennedy's just wriggled away from everyone. Short to Edwards. Through to Kai. That's what he does. We're level again. And that didn't take long at all. Kai Connick still challenging for the league's top goal scorer this season. Again, after winning the Golden Boot in League 2 last year, he's trying to do exactly the same in League 1 this. That's a really nice finish, actually. Barkhausen. Deep, but accurate. Straightforward for the keeper, though. Bowl this out looking for Kai. And hopefully have support. Oh, God. Kai Connick has gifted them the chance to go in front again. Louis Sibley sliced off his boot and wide. Oh, it's going to fall kindly for me twice. Edwards looking for Morris. He's in. Oh, no. Isaac, mate. 75 rated. Oh, not sure about that. Shank. Knight. Lovely through ball. Alex Suarez. Inside here to Knight. And to Cason. It's opened up for them. Barkhausen. I thought that was in the top corner. I genuinely thought we'd just lost the game. It's his last action, Barkhausen. It's also Connick and Castro's last action as well, as we make 2 changes with not long at all left in the game. We're looking for a goal in the final 10 minutes again. This time, it would win it for us rather than just being an equalising goal as it was against Portsmouth. Brown finds Edwards, who finds Samaras, who was the right side of the man and just didn't pull the trigger. I pressed shoot. He was trying to shoot. And he just didn't. I'd need to have a look back at that, I think. Edwards tries to poke that to Morris and can't find him. And I think we're going to end with another draw here unless Kyson can find a teammate. I was tempted to try and just chop him and foul him and ensure they don't get the chance. They still could. Mendes Lang in the box. No! We'll take the point. I'll take the point. We could have won it at the death. We could have lost it at the death. We are drawing here, there and everywhere so far today. Nobody can score a winning goal for either side in every game. Draws throughout the league as well. Barnsley and Bradford both doing the same. So continually, the gaps to those above us stays the same. But Fleetwood have gone and pipped us now and are up into third themselves. We're down to fourth. The gap below to the outside the playoff spots now 3, not 4. And with Blackpool next, it's not going to get any easier anytime soon. We are specialists at the minute. Specialists, unfortunately, in not getting wins. Joaquin Navarrete, of no relation, unfortunately, to Lino. Wrong nationality. Shane Lovery up top. Paulos Abraham involved in the midfield on the left-hand side with Dale on the right. Blackpool, another one of those 3 relegated sides from last season. If we can end with a win here and a win against Exeter, then I'd still probably consider it a successful episode, albeit not a maximised episode, but still a successful one. We can get 9 points from today's 5 league games. It's not necessarily title-winning form, but certainly it's keep yourself in the running form. Castro works the space well. We had the keeper slightly worried, but it has gone wide. Kennedy's there. Come on then, Barry. It's you and Kai alone. Now, can you find the cross? Oh, no, but there's Morris. Scuffed on his right foot. Picks him out perfectly, but the shot was far from it. Not sure I can find him and keep him on side. Boyle, just a little dink here could be enough. Oh, he squeezed it home, the fullback. He's offside. He's offside. Oh, it was a brilliant ball in to Kai. And an unbelievable save to keep him out. His keeper's just thrown himself at it. But Boyle, despite the brilliant finish from the most acute of angles, hasn't given us a 1-0 lead. Barnsley winning. Bradford drawing. And now involved in the picture, Fleetwood, who are the ones that Barnsley are beating. If we can somehow get a victory from this game, then we will fire ourselves right back into that third spot. Right back into the picture for an automatic promotion position. Dale in behind and away by Backer. Edwards needs to win this header. He did. He just kind of headed it straight against the Blackpool man. Abraham. Lavery. Good block by Backer again. Having to do some defending of our own. It seems this end of the pitch is where all the action is in this game so far. Whether it be first half or second half. Morris. Still carrying that knock, I think. Yeah, indeed he is. I think Morris is going to be out for a little while after this game against Blackpool. Time this right. And we could be in. Oh, time it right we have. And what timing for a goal 10 minutes into the second half. At last, we are winning a game today. Dale away from me down the right for Blackpool here. Blocked well. Corner for the Tangerines as we take off the now injured Morris to bring Clark on in his place. Well, I'd like to think the man on the line would have stopped it. But that header was travelling from the Blackpool man. And they might get another one here. They have. They've equalised immediately. It took us 55 minutes to go in head. It took us 5.5 minutes to get pegged back. Blackpool have an equaliser. It is Draw City today. Feels like I'm playing Pictionary, not FIFA. That's a good delivery. It's well won by Kai. It was slightly dangerous with where he nodded it, but we got away with it. Clark looking over the top for the runner, Rory Kennedy. He's going to bring that down beautifully. Come on then, Rory. Support is coming. He might not need it. Rory Kennedy going all the way! Navarrete with the save. From the corner. Why is Ben Jack taking it? Oh, no. Morris is normally on them, and he's obviously now not on the pitch anymore. Barry knocks the right back's the man underneath that as it falls to him. Ben Jack again involved. Why are my defenders the ones furthest forward? Samaras. Oh, piss flaps. Would you Adam and Eve it? It's another draw. 4 straight level pegging games. Fans can't believe it. The boos get louder as the games go by. And our promotion fight is floundering. Properly floundering. Other sides around us have also not been in spectacular form. Teams above us have been drawing as well. Teams below us haven't been putting back-to-back wins together. But there will come a time where if these draws keep coming, that we will just start to plummet. We need to start turning draws into wins. Let's go and beat Exeter in the final sim, and fingers crossed we can at least taste victory once today. Exeter now bottom of the table as Cambridge have lifted themselves up into a lofty 23rd, which is where we sit in real life with 3 games to go. We still sit 3rd. Somehow these draws keep us at the top end of the playoffs. Everybody behind us keeps drawing as well. Annoyingly, those at the top are really starting to stretch their legs now. Bradford 6 points clear of us, Barnsley 5. We're still not quite at the halfway stage of this season, but there's a lot of football still to come. So we could absolutely start to turn these draws into wins and get back into the top 2. I'm quite happy to go up via the playoffs, but I would love to avoid the lottery of it if we can, because as you've seen from today's form, if you're not on it, you're not going to get it done. And we have a bit of a wobble in form in us. And you wonder, will that wobble present itself again in the playoffs should we end up there? Go on, Kai, bury this. Yes, Kai Connick. That's huge. It could be momentous for us. The silver lining of this stretch of games is that at least we're not losing any of them. So the points tally is, albeit slowly, still ticking over. It's still not good enough. Even if we do win this game, you'd still say overall the run of form at the moment isn't good enough. Yes, Samaras! To properly challenge for automatic promotion. But 3 points here. Looks like we are going to get them. 3 points here would put us in a position where we're still comfortable for the playoffs. Or comfortable enough for the playoffs. We do have to factor in this is still our first season in League One. So we should maybe feel blessed to be in the promotion hunt at all at this stage. I am still worried about that January window and losing more of my first team players. We do have players we can recall from loan to come and fill in. It's not a case of being worried about numbers, but certainly I would be worried about losing a little bit of quality. Does that close us up on anyone above us now? We've got the FA Cup coming against Grimsby on the 7th of December. That's certainly a winnable tie. And the gap is still 5 to the top, but that's to, no, it was 6 previously, wasn't it, to Bradford, who have lost on match day 21. Barnsley, the gap is now 5. So we are still within 3 points of an automatic promotion spot. And still only 3 points as well away from not being in the playoffs. Is it still 10 teams that are involved in that promotion fight? I mean, maybe more. Maybe 11 now. Bolton only 4 points off the playoffs. It's gone from a 10-way title fight to maybe not for the title, but an 11-way promotion fight. It just gets bigger and bigger. It's felt like we've been playing Pictionary today, like I mentioned before. Just continually drawing games rather than picking up wins. Still hoping that Kean McCloskey can hopefully grow a little bit more and maybe he could perhaps be part of the first team picture next season. I am still in need of some wingers. More youth scout reports coming back now. Please give me something to pin my hopes on, because you've had nothing for me for what feels like a good 6 or 7 months now. 6'1". Whenever someone's got height and the potential to maybe, with a position change, do something, I will at least have a browse. Jasper Bates, maybe. Jacob Myers, maybe. Is there something in there to pin some hopes to? Let's have a look. Ian Kelly. He is a defender, certainly, although he's got centre mid and left back as part of his positions, but doesn't look too promising. Leo West. Going to be a straight no for you, Leo, I'm afraid. I think it's probably going to be a no for Kelly as well, to be honest. Forster, Oliver Forster. Some pace, good agility and balance. I don't know. Jacob Myers, good acceleration. Again, though, there's just not much there technically for these guys. And Bates, just really not sure about anyone at the minute. I'm going to say no to you. Do I say no to Jacob Myers as well? Probably. Ball control and dribbling are good, but the rest is so far behind. Short passing of 46. They're just not going to be competitive enough, quickly enough, to close up on anyone we've got in the first team squad. I'm sorry. I'm just not putting my hopes in players that are that far behind the power curve. It's just not worth it. We do have, if I show you my my squad hub in a moment, let's take Morris out because he was injured. We do have a number of players that are away on loan at the minute. Houghton is up 1, still at Como. Murphy up 5. Gibbons up 2 now, which is good news. So they're not of the same quality of the first team players we've got, but they're also decent enough to step in. McMillan at right back as well, still 64. Fleming is growing oh so painfully slowly, but at least his passing is in the 60s, not in the 40s, which is why it's more the players I've got currently at the club rather than those that we're finding via the youth scout system that are the ones that I'm going to continue to look to. Jenkins may well find himself in the first team squad next season, although with potential to be in the late 80s, he just doesn't want to grow. It's baffling to me. Lawrence is up to 63 now. So he's genuinely going to be worthwhile, I think. Lawrence looks like he could be a good go-to, and he might well find himself on the bench next season. Dave McLean is lagging behind still, but he's got the physicals to make an impact, perhaps. Gavin Young just isn't doing anything out on loan. So somehow, we are still only 3 points off the top 2. With an FA Cup game to come, and then what should be at least 3 straightforward league games. Plymouth we lost to last time we played them. As we head towards January, we're absolutely in the hunt. But we're kind of getting in our own way at the minute, aren't we? We need to get out of our own way and start winning games. Hopefully that final victory against Exeter will spark something for the next episode. Do join me then, where we will end the calendar year, hopefully, on a high. I'll see you tomorrow.